Bill Russell died at age 88, leaving a legacy larger than most of us. Russell wasn't just a player who changed his entire sport with his dominance, but he was a vocal civil rights activist in the Boston in the 1950s and 60s. The Boston of Russell's heyday was a city of segregated schools whose racism was immortalized in a photo of a black attorney being jabbed in the gut with a flagpole, with the flag still attached, by a white guy who was big mad about the forced busing of black kids to previously all-white schools. Russell's Boston was also where racists broke into your family's home, smashed your trophy case, and then took a shit on your bed while you traveled to away games. And that's a thing that actually happened to Bill Russell and his family. That Boston and that America and the racists in them couldn't shrink Bill Russell. Instead, he grew bigger. He was big enough to write articles in national outlets about the racism he faced, big enough to march on Washington for jobs and freedom with NLK, and big enough to publicly support black folks in his adopted city who protested for the rights of their kids to attend desegregated schools. He was big enough to get on a plane to Cleveland and, along with other black athletes, challenge the convictions of even the biggest boxer of his day, Muhammad Ali, who refused induction into the army during the Vietnam War. Bill Russell never shrank. His last few years in Boston, he was not only a player, but the team's head coach at the same time.
Brad, any final words of advice to the new coach? Win!
He was the first black athlete in a major American sports league to do so. He went on to coach other NBA teams and would work in the front office. He never stopped standing up until it came to Colin Kaepernick, whose protest of police brutality Russell supported by kneeling while wearing the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I first caught Bill Russell's glare as I descended the steps in Boston's TD Garden before a Celtics game in 2007. His 6'10" frame, and I'm 6'4", was still imposing. He was in his early 70s then, and I was a reporter in my late 20s covering sports business in Boston, which meant covering the Boston Celtics, the team that Russell led in the 50s and 60s to a still unrivaled streak of 11 championships in 13 years. He gave me a slight nod, but nothing else, and it was one of the few times, even covering professional sports and athletes, that I felt truly small. Russell's lifetime of leadership and change-making made him the biggest person in any space he ever occupied, and that's including a 20,000-seat arena on the night the Celtics hosted the Lakers.